Hello, I'm Brad Catron.
And I'm Jerry Catron.
And we're co-founders of Foothold International.
You're so good at that. So we want to give a big shout out and thank you to John Gray, who has a birthday coming up. And for his birthday, he's decided to raise money for a very important project that we have in Kenya. You want to say something about our normal soap project, Brad?
Yes, in Kenya, East Africa, one of the ways that we transform communities and empower women is through what we call WASH education, and WASH stands for water, sanitation, and hygiene. And some of those things we take for granted here in the U.S. Because we have the ability to wash our hands, we have proper toilets, we have clean water in some places. And we have all those things, and so we take those for granted. But in Kenya, East Africa, and the developing world, they're sorely needed. When schools opened back up in most of East Africa, in the midst of the pandemic, they opened full force. There's no virtual learning; all the kids had to go back to school. And one of the things that the government required was water for washing hands, and 2, soap for washing hands, and 3, each student had to have a mask.
They really need multiple masks because many of the kids live on site and don't get to go home and change them out. So they really need more than just one mask.
Or sometimes if they have one mask and they take it home, one of many siblings at home may say, well, I need a mask to go to school. And so in tribal cultures, it's customary to share. And so that mask may go to another person in the family, and then
which is another set of problems, sharing masks, of course.
Yeah.
So we provide generally for 1,600 students.
Yeah,
normally.
We provide small bars of soap that last approximately 1 month, with just daily hand washing for 1,600 students in 6 primary schools on a monthly basis in Kenya.
And we were able to, in January, through some additional funds that were raised, to provide additional masks to these schools.
Right.
One of the things that's come up recently is the area we work is right on the border of Tanzania, and Tanzania has had a very loose COVID policy, and so their numbers have just suddenly started to rise. And if you follow the news, their president has just passed away, and it's not confirmed, but it's likely that he passed away from COVID himself. So those schools that are right on the border are actually outside of that 1,600 students that we serve, and they've come to us and said they really are in desperate need themselves of additional masks and soap. And so we were just in discussion about how we respond, if we can respond, when John approached us about this fundraiser, and we thought, what a better fundraiser than to raise money for soap. So we are looking to raise 1,000 bars of soap, which is going to cost $500 because the bars of soap, when you make them locally there, cost 50 cents a bar, right? So that's our goal. That's John's goal, is to raise enough money to provide 1,000 students with soap, and then we will also work on funds to anything raised additional to that will also help provide masks. Right?
Yeah, and it's just so neat that when somebody young like that, 13 years old, says, hey, you know what, we have all this here, we have soap, we have water, we have masks, and yet I want to help somebody around the world that doesn't have these things that I have. And it's like, wow, when young people catch that vision, it just warms my heart. And John, I just thank you for that.
Yes, we thank you so much. We're very humbled by your faith and generosity and your just selflessness, right? To give of yourself for your own birthday. So anyway, we encourage all of you to give through his fundraiser, and we'll have links to that fundraiser below.
Yeah, and we'll encourage John to communicate back with you, or we can communicate back with you when you give to Foothold International through our portal. We have the ability to, if you give us your email address, we won't bombard you with emails. We won't share it with some marketing company, but we'll do what we can to give you some updates on how many masks and how many bars of soap, and maybe even some pictures of the recipients, so you can have an idea of just what your investment did. So.
Yes, definitely. So definitely click on the link below to give to John's fundraiser. Also consider clicking on the link to join our email list. We don't send out a ton of emails.
No.
We send out a couple emails a month. And so don't worry about that, but we want to keep you informed of how this fundraiser goes and how our other projects are progressing in Kenya. So
again, if you can help John out, it would certainly encourage him, because he has stepped out on a limb here to raise this money, and help him out to make it, and then we'll be able to get back with you and show you the amazing results. So thank you very much.
So stay tuned for more of these updates.
Yeah.